14 wins, 12 losses, but in particular for them, they played it 9 times with Flamey since the new addition to the team, where they won 5 times and lost 4 times. So a little bit of weird results for NaVi, a little bit of hit or miss results for NIP, but both teams can pretty much guarantee we're going to have a good game. Yeah. And not to mention NaVi, this is the first time, this is their debut at the ESL ESEA Pro League. So we'll see how they do in their first game of the season.
Did see the 9th round transpire, and we are going to be seeing NIP on the CT side, NaVi on the T, as we're going to be jumping into our first round in this best of 1. It's time to find out how this one will shape up. Flamey, there's no doubt now, as recent results have shown, that he was a strong addition to NaVi, and time has passed and he started to settle into his position. NaVi have been looking stronger than earlier on since Flamey's early addition, but we're going to be jumping into this one. We do see the CTs opt for 4 out of the 5 armors with double flash kit for Freiburg.
And they do have a smoke and a flash for Seized. So to me that kind of says either a B push with smoking off CT spawn or an A push with smoking off Archway, but forget that. Guardian picks up the first kill onto Alu, and that opens up their possibilities, and they're going to hammer down on this A side. They're looking for the plant.
They're certainly hungry for it, and Forrest has opened up with 1. Guardian quick to respond though as he puts Exist back in his place, and actually Forrest was brought down heavily before he did meet his demise. And look at this, the CT side are just stumbling, and we are going to be seeing Seized and Edward pick up the remaining 2 to bring the first round home. Just 1 casualty as the bomb goes down as well. Wow.
So NaVi, they had a smoke. Seized was the one holding on to that. But because they got the entry kill on Alu, because Guardian picked that up, they didn't need to smoke off Arch side. Instead, Seized sat back at middle, smoked off, kind of towards Banana so no one could push through behind him, and sat in the smoke. And that's when Get Right lurked around. He just walked out of smoke, killed him, and shut down the push entirely from the back. And NaVi, a well-executed strategy by them.
Yeah, and look at this from NIP. 5 smokes across the board with just P250s, no armor. So this is something a bit different. Usually we do sometimes see teams opting for that real force up, get the armor and the pistols, but they're preferring smokes over this one, so perhaps looking to delay NaVi. And I mean, you know, NaVi are kind of prone to these kind of, I say, slower tactics. Probably not on the second round when they do have those SMGs, but
they're trying to force NaVi to go towards A with the smokes they have, and Forrest in prime position, can't get the first kill, but finally does pick it up, falls to the second though. Flamey gets the kill. Now NIP rotating around, falling 1 by 1, and Get Right and Freiburg now the last 2 alive in a 2-on-4. On P250s, well, P250 and a 5.7, this is going to be really tough to pull off.
And Flame is just going to be using that MP7 to great success. He's just going to be hunting down the 8 HP Freiburg. And NaVi, again, they've lost 2 players in 2 rounds. Really economical success from them. So that's going to be an easy and swift second round on the board for them.
Well, we saw NIP, they bought, was it 5 smokes beginning of the round?
5 smokes, a couple of P250s.
So they had 1 person smoke off top of Banana. They left Get Right and Freiburg there with a smoke apiece to hold on to B, and they sent everyone else back towards A. I think they used 1 smoke over towards top and middle. And because of that, they were looking to force NaVi to go towards the A site by constantly smoking off B so they could rotate people around to have them there in time. But I guess they didn't expect NaVi to go fast, like you were saying before. NaVi, one of the slower teams, slower paced when it comes to executing T side. And I think they just caught NIP off guard.
Oh, that's the pop flash we know NIP is so very strong on, and they like to try and set up Freiburg or Get Right. And both of them are here and both in prime position to do some sort of damage. Flash completely avoided by Get Right, but Freiburg is caught between a rock and a hard place, or a terrorist and a sandbag as he does go down. And now we're going to be seeing the T side start to gather force towards that B side, but the bomb and the other 2 are split out towards A and mid.
And the bomb just sitting down. He's looking for a couple of kills, but it's really aggressive to do with that AK. He is backed up by Zeus. Guardian and Flame in the meantime trying to push towards A. Looking for kills, not looking for a commit just yet. Seized does get Exist, and Get Right does respawn. So that's an AK now down. NIP might potentially be able to pick this one up. And it's a 3-on-3. Like, this is still very doable for NIP. The bomb is finally being picked up and pushed back towards B, I would assume. So they do have 1 smoke and 1 flash to work with, but Get Right, he's still there, he's still waiting. He hasn't been able to get his hands on the AK in time, but NIP have all rotated around to help out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out. NaVi have basically given NIP enough time to get on towards their side. This is going to be big, and Guardian opens up, he gets the double, and that's so integral to the success of that round. We are going to see that one go over towards NaVi as he picks up the double, and I mean, NIP could have caught them out there. Guardian just shut them down with the AK, and that investment into the AKs did finally pay off, and we're going to be seeing NaVi with that expected 3-0 off the back of the pistol. But now the M4 M4s are going to be brought out. Lack of head armor for 2 of the NIP boys, but we are also going to be seeing Oh, 3, I missed Freiburg. But also, we are going to be seeing the SMG for Flamey despite his funds, and that's just because he's expecting a distinct lack of head armor. An SMG against lack of head armor is pretty deadly.
Well, we've seen Kerrigan do that quite a few times too. I believe he was the man I'm thinking of, where he's like, you know, I'll stick with SMG for a while, build up a little bit more of an economy, depend on my teammates to be the ones to close out the round, so I can get a lot of money to buy out the AWP when it matters. And Freiburg catching out C's through the smoke, just a flawless shot by him, does give the man advantage. And we're seeing something really similar to NIP that we saw when they played against Natus. They're smoking up bomb banana. They're giving full control over to their get right Freiburg combo. They're going to constantly keep it smoked off time and time again to force NaVi to only go towards A. They're choking them of the map and trying to force them to hit A time and time again. And NIP are going to be waiting for this.
Smart moves from them, and NaVi, as they push on up, Edward has started to try and gain control of Apps, and it's going to be given to him. As you can see, NIP a bit more passive towards that pit balcony area. Aloe in library is actually in prime position to take down Zeus here if he's not too careful. As bullets are exchanged across the map, it's actually going to be Get Right who's holding that aggressive angle on Banana. Tries to get Guardians any sort of dreams he may have had of B. And
Zeus is pushed behind. He's in library. He's behind Alu. He's actually going towards CT spawn. They haven't spotted him out. This is so dangerous for Get Right and Freiburg. They're not even looking in this direction.
Oh, that's a frag and a half. Now Freiburg down, and Get Right's just going to be panicking into a corner. The Americans call it emo for a reason, because he knows he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. It's a 1-for-1 with the molly, but now 3-for-2. Let's see what the two Ts can do.
Well, Zeus pushes towards construction. He might catch out Force as he just goes past, and Moshi he can't connect the shots, and that's going to be Force taking him down to Edward in a 1-on-3. Very possible for him to pull this off. He needs his first kill. He gets on Exist. Turns around towards Banana. He can't get the kill on Alu. And NIP going to close out their first round of this first half. That could have went way worse for them, though. That could have been so dangerous. If Get Right didn't get an early kill, if Freiburg didn't get an early kill, just shooting through the smoke, that could have been another loss.
Whew, not the safest of first buys for the Ninjas and Pyjamas, but they do manage to secure it, and they are going to be able to put rifles back in their hands. Just the one AK. Actually, no, sorry, tell a lie. 2. I think I'm just ignoring Freiburg at this point. But he does pick up the AK as well and manage to scrape that away. And we are going to be seeing that 5th round AWP now for Guardian. Flamey using that MP7 to try and get some extra funds for his team, and he did manage to pick up the 1. Fast smokes and flashes. Look at that. You can just see NaVi completely forced back out of banana control, and that is an aggressive play from Guardian, storming through the smoke, AWP in hand, and the Molotov made it a costly exchange, but either way, that's an opening pick, and it does enable the T side to take some sort of control early in banana.
And again, one thing that makes NIP so strong on the CT side is the ability to take full control of banana. NaVi are trying to counter that by pushing people through with the help of flashbangs, with the help of just manning up and charging straight through before they can get the smokes down. He gets that control early on. And if they can take that away from NIP, I feel like NIP are going to be struggling in this game. But again, they have it smoked off, they have protection, they have Edward lurking a little bit over towards A. And he's going to catch out Alu with a fantastic headshot that gives the man advantage, and that leaves Exist all by himself inside a pit. But the bomb is making its way towards B, where Forrest and Get Right are now waiting. They do have 2 flashes to work with, and Forrest is just going to be setting Get Right up. Once they start to push in, he's going to bounce that flash off of the fountain. It's going to land right in front of them, and Get Right should ideally have easy pickings.
Works good in practice. Let's see if they can make this one happen. That's not great timing. Get Right did just start walking away, and there's going to be a flash to slow him down. Forrest threw out his own, and Zeus is watching the perfect angle. Oh, Forrest too quick on the trigger, and now 2v2 as this side push does start to take shape. He takes Forrest with him. Get Right is going to be apologizing in comms, as now it is a 2v2, and Get Right looking to try and keep this B site alive, but Edward's flanking from behind. He's
stalling for time, 10 seconds to go. The bomb's going to get planted inside the smoke. Get Right going to look for the pick onto Edward, but he gets shut down. Now Exist in a 1-on-2. He's got the M4, he's got the kit, he's got a little bit of time to work with, but he doesn't know exactly where they are. You see him flashing off CT spawn, expecting them to be there. But season Edwards set up, tucked in neatly in sight. Exists. Can he hit this first shot? He's going to need to even things out, and he can't connect on anything. Edward picks it up, and NaVi, they secure their 4th round. A very strong start for them.
They set up like a firing line towards banana. They knew where he was coming from. The flashes made sure of that. And they had one crouch, one standing ready and waiting with their muskets. But we are going to be seeing 4-1 for NaVi, as they're going to be starting strong on this T side. It's so important to be able to pick up, like, basically money screw the NIP boys after their first initial win. It was costly for their 1 round, but they do, of course, completely ruin their economy by picking up the round after. Now, once again, this 3 rifle, 1 SMG, 1 AWP is going to be a NaVi buy.
You can see Freiburg being aggressive with Get Right to push down. It's actually Smoke trying to hold them off with the help of the Molotov too. And C's will take him down with the grenade. Now Get Right going to be by himself, but NaVi's making their way towards A. Freiburg, sorry, not Freiburg, Get Right. If he times this right, he could push the smoke and catch NaVi completely off guard. No one's really even paying attention towards this backside as Alu is going to be forced back to sit towards Archway. Force tucked in neatly on the A site and exist over towards Pit and NaVi. I think there might be falling into a little bit of trap. This is going to be a deadly crossfire if they can connect the shots, and unfortunately, Exist can't do it.
Forest can though, and that's going to be one. CZ isn't going to enable in the second as Flamey and Edward chime in with one apiece. And now all on Alu as he walks through the smoke to his demise. 5 now for NaVi as the bomb goes down, as if they needed more money at this point. And they are just going to hoover up those pistols that were kindly bought for them by the NIP boys.
And what's great to see in this match too is the fact that NaVi, a relatively strong T-sided team on Inferno, and you have NIP, a relatively strong CT-side team on Inferno. But the problem is NIP haven't been able to get any economy, any momentum going for them to try to get some sort of pacing. But they do have 5 grenades for the entire team, looking to go nade down middle, and this might catch NaVi off guard.
Yeah, this is that stack, very stylish from them, and take a big chunk out of 2 members of the NaVi side. But it's not going to be too successful, as we are going to see a wave of frags for C's. Picks up 3 himself, 1 for Zeus as well, and Guardian with the 5th. So, swift round, NIP just getting the, that's like taking the band-aid off, you know. I'm just saying band-aid just so you understand what I'm saying instead of plaster. But,
plaster's something you put on walls, bro!
No, you put a plaster on your arm.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, ripping the band-aid off quickly to get that eco down and done. They did manage to take a weapon away, but that was about it. Either way, this is going to be another full test for NIP. Just 2 lack of head armors, but they're ready, and they're waiting to anticipate another slow NaVi round.
And Forrest has smoked up the bottom Banana. Do that from C2 spawn, so now they're trying to get their full control of Banana with the help of all these smokes. Freiburg picks the first kill on a Seized, and they have enough smokes to hold them back for a long period of time. Now this is what NIP won. This is how they did so well against Natus when they played just last week when they won 16-13. Now that's whether or not they can hold on to this area, and more importantly, the players on the A site with Alu, Exist, and Forest hold NaVi back from entering that.
Freiburg just seems to have no problem, smoke or no smoke, holding Banana. He just seems to have exactly the perfect lineups. Now Guardian, with his rather fabulous AWP, is going to be on the hunt for frags, and NIP have been holding this relatively passive, giving them that early control. Guardian doesn't have any sort of belief that that is clear and going to be throwing out nades to try and clear it. And as soon as NaVi start making tracks on towards this side, oh, that's a beautiful angle from Alu. Edward was not anticipating that, and NIP start picking up one on either side of the map. Freiburg elsewhere is going to clear out that presence on B, and now NaVi, split and scattered, are going to try and make their way back to potentially open up on towards A. Actually, I thought Flame was going to go join the bomb, but actually looks like the bomb in the hands of Guardian is just going to linger in mid.
Well, they're out of smokes. Freiburg pushed up Banana because they realized they had nothing left to work with, but instead, NaVi going to go for a hit on towards the A site where Exist and Force going to be the 2 waiting, Get Right on the quick rotate, and let's see what they can do. They're actually going to Molotov over towards Pit, trying to catch out Force, and they get the kill outright. Guardian going to plant inside the smoke. Exist going to push up to try to stop this, and he won't connect the shot for now. But they do have a 3-on-1, and Flamey now all by himself will foul to Exist as he hops over the barrel, over the crate, whatever you want to call it.
It's a funny shaped barrel.
It is. And NIP will secure their 2nd round of this first half.
Yeah, and I mean, NaVi, when they lost out those opening picks, it ended up costing them the round. They lost those 2 early frags, and Freiburg is a huge part of that. He's really integral to NIP. Those 4 frags he has picked up sitting just in the middle of the scoreboard for NIP have all been crucial.
Now, if NIP win this round relatively cleanly, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 9-6 first half for NIP.
That's a big if.
Because, yeah, I mean, once they have all the money they need for the incendiary grenades, for the smokes to come down to get full control of Banana, you can depend on Exist, Alu, and Forest to lock down the A site. They have Forest actually rotating over towards B to help out just in case there was an early rush, but it won't be happening for now, and Guardian's boosted up. Oh, he spots out Freiburg, but he can't connect that first shot. He's been forced to fall back.
I certainly would. You know how Freiburg is no stranger to hitting those sprays through smoke, especially when Guardian had revealed his location. And Get Right and Freiburg, such a deadly duo. And I really want to know where that's going. Get Right's definitely got something up his sleeve with that one. It is a flashbang. Off the skybox, maybe. Either way, another smoke comes out, and that's going to scatter NaVi back towards that middle area as time continues to tick away.
He's going to throw that flash really high, so if they push through the smoke with the flashbang, it would blind them right back, so Freiburg could pick up some kills. In the meantime, the push is coming over towards A with 45 seconds to go on the clock. NaVi have gotten a little bit of control as they start to work towards Arch, where Alu, or sorry, Get Right will be waiting. He connects the shot onto Zeus and does stop that push from coming in. But now the bomb, it's heading over towards B. Freiburg, it's all up to him if he can hold on to this push.
Oh, the timing on that one, he just ducked away in time, and look at the cost it is for NaVi as two fall in the same amount of seconds, and now friberg is ready for more. Edward knows exactly where he is, but that's not going to stop friberg from wasting even more time, and Get Right is there to avenge his fallen comrade, and looking for that final one. Edward's not going to make it easy, but that should be another Ninjas in Pyjamas round. What was your statement if NIP won this one?
If they win it cleanly, then they should be able to take it 9-6. As long as they can keep the momentum going with all the grenades. And that was a smart play by Edward. He realized he's probably not going to survive this, but he's going to keep the op away from NIP by throwing Guardians op over the wall so they can't pick it back up. And they kill him after time, so he gets no money. Well done by NIP, but still a nice little last-ditch effort by Edward to get that op completely out of NIP's hands.
Yeah, and their economy is not going to enable them to pick one up. I mean, we haven't seen Ali with an op all game.
Yeah, and when they played against Natus, with the way they smoked each other off, neither team picked up an op. I think I saw Ali use it one round, but because there were such heavy smokes everywhere, neither opper was able to actually get some sort of peak where they wanted to. But again, the smoke will be coming down towards the bottom banana. NIP winning 2 straight, 3-6. NaVi looking to respawn, looking to get some sort of momentum going back in their favor. All right, so Flamey and the rest of his team looking for an A execute. Smoke's coming in perfectly well placed. This is going to be... I think this might catch NIP off guard. They've been expecting NaVi to play slow for the majority of this game. And the quick action that NaVi has been able to do, like in round number 2, has caught them with their pants down.
Definitely, and Ali actually didn't get caught off by the flash. The molly's going to come out, and that's potentially going to cause NaVi some problems. It does. Flamey comes through, and Get Right's just going to show up out of nowhere with a double. He managed to rotate as quickly as he could, got himself to CT Arch, and he's going to be able to pick up the double now. Numbers aren't favouring the T's, and NaVi, after getting so deep into the site, are caught between a bit of a rock and a hard place.
It's a nice crossfire between Exist and Force, though, but they have Guardian and Zeus potentially coming in momentarily to help out. Get Right still trying to flank them from the back, and Zeus needs to get out of library. He has the bomb, and Exist going to spot the first man torch short, coming out of the balcony. Sees, picks up the kill, but Force does respawn. Now Force looking for the second, he gets it. On to Zeus, looking for the third, he gets it as well, and Force picking up a hat trick, shuts them down, and keeps the bomb from being planted. 4-6 now. And here we go. Here's the momentum built up for NIP. They have the money to buy up. They have the money to get all the grenades that they should be needing. And this is where NaVi have to get something going. Do they speed things up towards B? Do they rush in past the smokes, past the Molotovs? Do they hit towards A a little bit quicker? Do they play it slow like they've been doing? Well, we'll find out.
And if you have a look at the scoreboard, you can see just 1 frag for Exist so far. Ali with just 3. And that's primarily just because of this lack of presence on A from NaVi, as well as, of course, Exist holding that pit. Not an easy angle, especially when someone like Seeds is hitting shots, or friberg, who takes down the man himself with another shot through smoke. I want to know the percentage of shots friberg has hit just blindly, I say blindly, spraying through smoke. That man's probably got a perfect idea of exactly the timing behind this one. And they're just picking them apart. Forest with 2, as Edward and Flamey are trying to claw something back for NaVi, but with 3 Swedes still standing. You're not going to find a thing. friberg wraps it up. And you said 9-6. NIP take 2 big steps and big rounds towards that goal.
That unintentional bait by Alu. Like the peek out to throw a smoke, you spot like, oh, I should hide in corner again. But then Force just comes around right when they try to push into him, picks up 2 big kills. Well done by them. And NIP now on a 4-round winning streak. Again, buying up everything they possibly could use for utility. NaVi going to be on the Eco with some Tech 9s, a Deagle for Guardian. Love seeing the Deagle in that man's hands. NIP looking to ideally take their 6th round.
Now, just the Tech 9s for them. The only armor on Edward. Oh,
that
nade is going to be making Guardian a little bit furious as friberg does what he does every single round. There's smoke and there's a frag as friberg picks it up again. Now, NaVi, just 4 players remain for them, and make it 3 as Exist is going to find Flamey. These Tech 9s are only going to get them so far, and friberg's picking up more and more as Get Right is there to once again pick up the trade, and Edward finally shutting down this B defense duo, but it may be too little too late, as of course NIP will have rotated. But I mean, NaVi, they invested in Tech 9s. Oh, as I say that, Edward managed to snatch the M4 before going down and snatched a frag onto Ali. But I mean, that wasn't an efficient one for NIP. Slight investment of Tech 9s for NaVi and took 3 CTs with them.
Yeah, it wasn't most efficient. Like, it wasn't the cleanest of rounds for them, but luckily they have a little bit of bank to fall back on. And still be able to buy up all the smokes, incendiary grenades, flashes that they possibly need to hold NaVi back. But, you know, NaVi, again, losing 5 straight, they don't have an answer for this. Like, once they've kind of got money screwed in the beginning, when NIP, you know, got some momentum, got a bank rolling for them, they were unable to stop, the control of banana that NIP's gotten. They were unable to execute any hits towards A. This incendiary grenade is going to work out really well for this. Edward just charges straight through, and maybe that's what they needed to break this B defense.
Really, really rinse and repeat for NIP on this B hold. We've seen Get Right throw the same molly, the same flash, the same peep from Freiburg. And teams are going to look at this and try and work out a way to deal with it. Nice pick over the smoke, though, onto Zeus. And we haven't seen too much from Guardian with that AWP, it has to be said. He's got 9 frags, majority of them, though, rifles.
Yeah. See, this is what Natus learned against NIP in the match last week. With the amount of smokes that NIP invest towards B, the potential to pick anyone off with an AWP towards that B site is so low, is so slim. So they just actually didn't invest into it at all. They're like, all right, well, we realize there's no way we're going to hit any of these AWP shots. There's no way we're going to get anyone in position to land them. And NaVi, I think this might need to go for a little adaptation in that, but they're still counting on Guardian to maybe hit a shot or two. And we'll see if they're going to pull it off. Edward pushing straight to the Molotov, though. I'm not sure Alu knows he's there. Edward can come up big.
It's one good smoke, but I mean, Get Right so consistently picking up these frags from behind.
Oh, they're pushing. Are they really? They're going towards city spawn. Forrest is waiting. He makes some noise, though. They know he's there now, but he kicks up the first kill to Edward. He has Alu pushing him from the other side. This is going to be so dangerous. NaVi, they have nowhere to run.
You called it, Jason. 7-6. We'll see if they can get all the way to 9, but this momentum starting to build, and the AWP now in the hands of Alu, who's been put in that position, just holding that CT arch side. Hasn't been going fantastically for him, at least that's what the frags say.
I feel like Inferno is one of those snowbally maps. That, like, if you get your economy stabilized, because you can afford all these incendiary grenades, all these Molotovs, all these smokes, and of course the guns, that it's so hard to break the defense.
Frost has got a strong arm.
Yeah, he does. And that's how NaVi got all their early rounds, was because NIP didn't get stabilized. Get Right exists, picking up 1 apiece. Wow, this was a buy round out of NaVi, and they're just shutting them down. There it is, round number 8 for NIP.
One. Blink and you miss it, and NIP secure 8.
21 seconds into the round.
21 seconds, and all T's disappear. Yep. And all of a sudden, we are going to be seeing Alu stick with the AWP.
I mean, he's picking it up for the first time. Okay, second time. I guess he wants to go for a quick peek towards middle.
I mean, it's been very, very difficult for Guardian to find a pick. Let's see if on the other side of things, the other side of the coin, Alu has been known to be really quite aggressive holding this middle area, and he's just so cautious of the early flashes. NaVi, though, not putting any out. It's that wall bang from Edward. Just trying to bait something out potentially. Is that we are going to be seeing the molly to slow down that push, and perfectly timed. Edward not going to go for the angle.
No, I think NaVi realized, well, let's stop hitting towards B. There's no point.
And Get Right invested in a Zeus as well, just in case. NaVi get all CQB on him. And here comes the push, and Alu misses the crucial shot. They're just backing into Boiler, and he's going to be able to get straight out of there unscathed, or for now, as this is a very strong reposition from him. This is an angle that we know Alu to thrive on before. And NaVi grouped up. They have managed to make some sort of push, but NIP have had plenty of time to rotate, and they're ready for this. Oh, Get Right wasn't.
And this is what NaVi should just rotate back towards B. There's no smokes left to use on the side of NIP, and they are able to pick up another kill. It's going to be a 3-on-4, and it looks like they might commit towards this actually B side, as they do run 2 people towards CT spawn, but Viber picks up the kill to Edwards, shutting the push down on B. C still has the bomb towards alt middle, and Forrest is just sitting in the library trying to stop them from pushing in back towards A, and Freiburg, oh, he just looks away at the wrong second, the wrong millisecond. And Seeds picks up the kill and exists. They now know where the bomb is, and Forrest is looking to stop this plant from coming down, but he has to worry about Flamey. 20 seconds to go, and the bomb hasn't even made its way in towards site, and Forrest playing so smart. He's backing into site, realizing they have to come to him, and this could be easy kills.
This is just the brain of NIP. Oh, it's so crucial for us. Just 2 points of health. He's worried about his back, but sees
no time.
That's going to be time. Time ticking away, and somehow Flamey realizes it's not going to happen. And you said it. It has happened. Ninjas in Pyjamas pick up 9 off the back of an incredibly strong start from the NaVi's side. They got the ball rolling. You said it's snowbally, and 9-6 to end that half. Not too shabby.
That, I mean, that's just typical Inferno, I have to say. You know, NIP, they get the ball rolling, they get the economy again. I hate to repeat myself over and over.
Keep going, yeah,
but
man.
It's true. They get the economy, they get the Molotovs and the center grenades, the smokes to hold them back from B so they can't push through.
Yeah. And
when you do that, it's like, oh, how are you going to penetrate the B site? You rush people through, and they die one by one. Get right there to just spray them down, and you have to worry about Freiburg constantly hitting you through the smoke.
I mean, if I was on NaVi's side, you'd have just got so tired of it. You'd be like, guys, stop dying to Freiburg. They're like, there's smoke, there's flashes, there's mollies. What do we do? What can we do? Sit at T-spawn? I mean, that is no easy feat for them. But I mean, that puts NIP in good stead. 9 rounds on that CT half, going into T. I mean, we've seen some hit and miss performances from NaVi on their CT side. They sometimes seem to have a really good understanding of where their teammates are playing, especially now they've had Flamey for a bit longer. We saw them at the ESL ESEA Pro League. That's exactly what we're doing now. The Pro League finals.
Yeah, that happened just what,
looks the same,
2 ago.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we saw them there. We did see them kind of sometimes struggle to hit their pace on the CT side, especially if they started there. They started T. We could be seeing something a bit better from them.
Well, we'll find out in just a few moments as we do get back into the game. But you know, with the way Get Right and Freiburg were working towards B, I mean, some of the shots he was hitting, just look at that spray coming in, catching out Guardian perfectly with the control. You know, if they're playing like that, NIP, I mean, sky's the limit. I really wonder, though, 9-6, I mean, they pulled off, was it 11 rounds against Natus on the CT side when they played against them last week. I feel like they wanted more rounds, but again, they didn't get the stable economy at the beginning. And I'm a little bit worried when it comes to T-side for them. For me, T-side Inferno isn't their strength. But I think it comes down to how NaVi decide to hold on to these sites. Will they be aggressive towards Banana? Will they lock it down with all the smokes and cut NIP off to only like a portion of the map?
And how much freedom are they going to give Alu?
Exactly. Will he be able to pick up the op T side? He couldn't do it against Natus because of all the smokes. Will he be able to do it against NaVi this time? You saw Guardian. Effective, not effective doesn't even come close to how he did with the op, unfortunately. You know, not to bash on him, but he just could not get an opportunity to use it.
Dude, that's not a dig at Guardian. That's more of a kind of statement about how strong NLP's nade presence was on that CT side. You were seeing, we saw basically rinse and repeat every round. I said it while we're casting. I just want to kind of reiterate just how powerful that was. The deep smoke banana straight off the bat from Forest. So every round that's being thrown out, backed up then by the pop flash from Spools straight over to banana for Get Right to peak. Followed up by that, you had a deep smoke from Freiburg, early molly from Get Right, another flash. They had so much going in, just invested into locking banana down and gaining that early control, and that can be daunting for some teams. You can actually see the molly going out there from Freiburg. These are the names we were just talking about, the pop flashes. Freiburg was so very ready, and they had this they've got a great synergy in terms of just trading out frags as well, as Get Right and Freiburg will just do time after time after time. That was a 21-second round that we see the NIP boys pick up. I mean, 21 seconds for a round, that's primarily off the back of those nades. There was a lot of flash NaVi players, there was a lot of just kind of distortion. Does that sound like a good summary?
Disruption?
Thank you. Distortion, that's something, what's that? You can distort a T-side? You can. Disrupt sounds 10 times better though, Jason, I appreciate that, dude. He's got my back. Oh, I'm not going to lie, that's happened twice now. Lauren saved my back with words as well. I forgot economy at one point.
It happens.
And ecosystem.
How often do you use that word casting?
What, economy? A lot.
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem, less, yeah.
But, you know, one thing we didn't see on NIP's side was any sort of change-up when it came to strategy. I mean, we saw maybe like one round where they decided to, hey, let's, you know, be aggressive and push down middle a little bit more. We saw actually when they lost the first round, I think second round they needed fully down middle. Or not for that, down banana and middle to try to catch them off.
Nades, I
think it was like around 2, 3, maybe even 4 in there. And they tried to like lock them off. That was like the only big change in strategy they went for. But once they got their dedicated holds, it was like, all right, rinse and repeat, keep winning the rounds, don't drop anything, lose out on 2, maybe 3 members. But then NaVi just couldn't get into sight. I feel like if NaVi kind of caught onto the fact that, as we could see, since we can obviously see like everything, that NIP had no smokes or Molotovs, multiple rounds running, left for Banana. Like when it was about 30 seconds left, like in the last round in particular, they could have rotated straight back towards Banana. We had Freiburg left to hold, and because of that, he would have had nothing. He would have nothing to hold on to. As long as you win the aim battle, the trade, you're going to get the bomb down, and you get into afterplant situation, which unfortunately NaVi could not do a majority of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it was no easy feat for them, and they couldn't actually manage to pick up anything, really, after the ball started rolling for NIP. It is now, though, time for us to jump into our second half. We did just have a slight disconnect from one of the NaVi players, but we are back, and we are ready to kick this one off. And once again, we're going to be seeing an all-too-familiar story on that CT buy. 4 stacks of armor and a CZ smoke this time for Flamey.
I want to know where this smoke's going to go. It looks like it might go towards the top of Banana, as they're kind of leaving him by himself, as Zeus is just acting as a quick rotate. Get towards B if he needs to, get towards A if he needs to, and with that flashbang coming in, he will rotate over as quick as possible. But you have Exist with a smoke, a flash, and a grenade. To me, that says they want to hit towards B. But Edwards already pushed down middle very aggressively just to spot them out, and they know they're over towards Banana, but he's got to back away with his life, and he does escape.
That's a lot. That's a lot of information.
It's allowed Get Right, though, to get inside Boiler without even being spotted. Look at this. He could put out so much destruction. destruction.
Words are hard today.
If he were to push up, but now the push is coming towards B out of NIP. And Flamey and Zeus will hold them down for quite a long time.
So after second guessing themselves, they're going to be starting pushing in into the jaws of NaVi, as it is going to be a quick 3. Get Right and Alu are the ones remaining, and Alu's already taken 2 NaVi members down. Can he find the third, as he's going to be backing away from the B defense? Edward was the only man there, and he's going to be joining his buddy, his partner in crime, Get Right, in that middle area.
Guardian only knew how close he was to them. He's going to spot them crossing over, but he gets dropped. Alu picks up the kill. C's going to be defending from Arch, though. Can he hold them back? And he gets one. Alu does shut him down. That's the 4th kill of the round. Can he get the ace? He's going to get the bomb down. And Edward, he has no kid. He has to play this quick.
He's hungering for the ace, and there's nothing to say he can't. Still decent on health. Does have a smoke grenade as well if he needs to draw out some time. And Edward is going to start to pre-aim the perfect spot. Wow, brain switched on for Edward. The pistol round king does manage to prevail for his team. Pick up where they left off, and we are going to be seeing a sigh of relief as NaVi secure 7.
I was going to say, what is it with NIP on Inferno? We had Get Right pick up an ace just last week versus Natus. Unfortunately, Alu couldn't do it in the pistol round that time. But they get the bomb down, they get the money. The question is now, do they want to buy up and surprise NaVi and try to beat them in a little bit of aim dueling? And it looks like they might go for that. Alu has the AK and armor. He has pistols for the rest of the team. And NIP are going to go for the early buy. Let's see if they can do it, though. They have 2 Molotovs. This is such a heavy investment.
And usually when you see the Molotovs, you expect them to be used to clear out that B site. So influential when looking to execute a push on towards B. Seized and Flamey are going to be that duo on B. They're going to be the Get Right and Freiburg of NaVi. We're going to be seeing already a bit of scouting done by the man himself. This time trying to take early control on the T side. And those 3 pistols, sorry, 3 Tech 9s, 1 P250.
And they're leaving
deadly.
They're leaving Alu alone in middle. Like, he was actually pushed up relatively far. I'll get back to that point in just a few seconds. We see Flame pick up the kill, but he's blocked off by the flames behind him. And he's looking for a second kill. He gets onto exist. He won't be able to get a third, I would assume. But he gets it anyways, and they can't kill him.
Oh my god, he nearly took another one with the P2K. Now Alu, that AK is going to be snatched away as well. They're going to be happy to take that one away from them as they drop down the FAMAS, and Tech 9 shopping for everyone. So that's going to be a pretty efficient defense. Flamey, big props to him, using that MP7 and those 10 points of health he had left to great effect.
He shouldn't have survived that
no
long. Just kind of ducking behind the sandbags so many times. But I was trying to point out that Alu, he pushed up middle by himself pretty far, but he's the only one that had a real gun on his team. I was surprised to see them actually go for that when they could have had someone else close to him to pick up the AK if he did lose it, if he did lose like an aim battle. But either way, NIP have to live with their choices. They do have a P252 of them. And they do pick up the first kill as NaVi get really aggressive pushing down middle.
Yeah, Zeus pinpoint accuracy with the FAMAS. As we are just going to see the frags come on in. Alu just holding T-spawn as we see an aggressive push.
Oh, Exist, he tried to go for the plant. He came out of balcony with Get Right. And he tried to just plant it down as quick as he possibly could, and NaVi just caught on a little bit too quick. If Get Right picked up that kill onto the man that was in Boiler, that would have been a plant. That would have been a lot of money for NIP. But now they're forcing up into round number 4, the second half. And they do have a lot of AKs. I mean, they do have a decent amount of utility.
That's a pretty knife. Flip knife fade. Either way, you're absolutely right. Those AKs could be a threat, but Guardian is going to try and do what Alu couldn't, as he's going to be looking at just catch a glimpse of the heels of one of those terrorists. Not going to be enough, though. Backing away. He doesn't want to be caught out early, and Forrest is already looking to start an offensive. Flamey going true Freiburg style. Seizes alongside him as they hold hands on this aggressive push, and they are going to take 2 NIP members, 2 cogs out of this terrorist machine. And that's going to slow them right down.
And one thing NIP did decently well against Natus last week when they played on this map, when it came to these deep smokes, they would flash each other through really well, like really cleanly. And they're able to actually pick up the kill, if not 1-for-1 trade. I wonder if they're going to be doing that yet again. I would assume they will be going that same route when they can afford a little bit more utility, or when NaVi commit a little bit more when it comes down to this bottom banana. But they're slowly making their way through here, seized. Just with that P250 out. Switching up to the smoke is looking to hold them back, and with that smoke alone, he should be able to hold them there for quite a long time. He doesn't have a flash. Zeus is in CT spawn, ready to rotate if he's needed.
Zeus has been playing this flexible role, just hanging around Speedway area. Did it on the pistol round, actually going to be doing it on the buy as well. As they don't want to kind of over-rotate or second-guess themselves too much, and Zeus is kind of that backup. And it's going to be needed as the nades are going to start raining in, and Zeus is going to be calling for it as actually the counter flash is perfect, slows them down right away, and Zeus is going to be in prime position for this push as the smokes come out, and here comes the opening frag Seized. 1-for-1 trade-off. Zeus does go down though, as now it's going to be all onto, it was going to be all onto Seized as Exist gets 2 vital openers, but Forest falls and now all onto the man himself as he got just 7 points of health. Orp the AK as Exist has picked up 3. Can he find the 4th?
Oh, he's got 7 points of HP. He's going to be sitting back towards Dark, guarding with the op. He's got to switch to the pistol. He's looking for the kill. Gets the M4 in hand, but he doesn't have the time to get the gun out. And that is going to be Exist closing out the round, getting 4 kills. And does give them the lead at 10-9. I feel like if Guardian just knew he had 7 HP, could just out the pistol, the P2K would have been enough.
Yeah, the P2K would have been plenty, but I mean, everything Guardian was thinking was wise, it was right, you know, M4 great, better for the exchange.
He probably wasn't expecting Exist to challenge
That's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, Exist just got confident, he heard footsteps, and instead of everyone else doing like, okay, I've got no health, hold the angle, he went right. He's not going to expect this, turned up, went aggro, and it brought the round home. Great 4 frags there from the NIP player. And NIP, their buy is a little shoddy, has to be said. 2 SMGs, 2 Galils. No, sorry, that's a lie. That's an AK. 2 AKs, 2 SMGs, and a Galil. Get there eventually. And now, with the NaVi side, going to be doing exactly what they did before. This is rinse and repeat, aggressive play from Flamey, and worked out beforehand. I'll be interested to see if he can do it again.
Well, there's no more smokes actually left for Banana, so NaVi can't hold them back any longer after this. And with a minute to go on the clock, like you would imagine, NIP are going to notice this and potentially push towards Banana. As long as they can catch Flamey, and they will be very light on the defense, because all they have would be Seized, who's just sitting on, well, no head armor and just the M4 with no smokes, flashes, anything to work with. And Freiburg slowly making his way through. And I imagine Flamey can't pick this up. Oh, he gets it though, gets the headshot, but he's not going to get the second as Alu charges straight through. Seized does return. That's the bomb now down. And look at this, Zeus able to respawn. Get right with the ump. To secure 1. And now he's going to push, I would imagine, through CT to help out Exist, who's pushing up Banana, trying to rescue the bomb. Edward pushed up in apartments. And Get Right, I don't think he's going to be spotted out. Exist to get the 1-for-1 trade. But now Get Right in a 1-on-2. Can he do what Exist did just in the round prior? And they hear him, they hit him with the smoke. And Guardian shuts the round down. 10-10, all tied up.
That's going to be difficult for their economy. NIP going to be a little bit money screwed off the back of that one. They picked up the one prior, and that's going to put them on pistols. As we are once again going to be seeing NaVi manage to equalize. 10-10 the scoreline, and their CT side is looking not too shabby. Picked up the first 3, now on to the 4th. We'll see if they can continue through this one. This time the MP7 for Zeus. He's going to be trying to do something with that. He's well aware there's going to be a distinct lack of armor, and that's when the SMG does come into its own. See where this one goes. Get Right has managed to make his way in towards Apps, but Flamey already draws blood. It's going to be Freiburg first to go down. Of course, NIP not looking too favourable in this one, as you would always expect, but they're just going to be hungry to take something away from the NaVi boys.
Let's see if they can't take anything away. They do have a Tech 9, P250, Get Right and Exist. And they do have, unfortunately, no utility to work with, but they're looking to push up. If they can catch out Zeus, this might open up the A side, but Zeus and Guardian, a nice crossfire comes in. I imagine NIP not going to get much more than anything in this round. NaVi, a strong, flawless round out of them.
That's what you get, NIP, for starting to win and then losing the following. Now, it's going to be once again those Galils and AKs, an all too familiar story for NIP at this point. And NaVi, I'm surprised they're sticking with the SMG. Zeus, he's got plenty of money if he wanted a rifle, but no, he's going to be doing it. Maybe, I mean, you pick up 2 frags and your economy's going to be sound, so we'll see.
Well, maybe also he wants to get a op for Guardian. If he can get a couple of kills, get the extra 600 rolling for each one. You know, that's a little stable economy from. That's what got NIP going. Like, once they hit the stable economy, you know, the money just kept coming in. They just couldn't lose rounds, and NaVi are looking for a little bit more of the same. They do smoke off towards Archway. But they're not committing yet again. They have Get Right trying to lurk in towards balcony, towards those apartments. But they have to be careful of the backside. Flamey, he might get a little bit aggressive, like we saw Get Right and Freiburg both do when they were on that CT half.
So,
are they going to boost it?
They're thinking about it. Exist is on top of his head, trying to look over towards Banana area, and I know that's not a particularly favourable peak, because we saw Freiburg just demolish the NaVi side when they were on that T-half. But no, not going to be happening, and now time is of the essence, as we do see 45 seconds on the clock and no commitment towards either site just yet.
There's no utility. On NaVi side, they have no flashes, no smokes, no nades, and neither do NIP. This is going to be a really rough push if they do want to go for B, with 35 seconds to go with the bomb slowly making its way, I would imagine, towards B. This is going to be a sloppy take, or a sloppy hold. It depends on who comes out better on the aim battle.
And they are going to be trying to make it in. It's going to be Flamey first to draw, as we are going to be seeing Galil v SMG, Zeus down. And now the numbers still favouring NaVi for now. The bomb has gone its way towards A, and I don't think the CTs were quite expecting this one. NaVi quick to rotate, they need to move fast as Get Right gets such a crucial one. Edward was really the only man on the scene. And with him down and out, this is going to have to be a formulated retake from the NaVi guys.
That was a great fake, too, throwing those two men towards Banana, but all right, waiting inside apartments. He's going to look to pick up the kill and Flamey. He gets it. And now C's going to fall to Alu. It's all on Guardian's hands, who gets taken down by Alu again. Alu picking up 2, Get Right picking up 2. And NIP, they tie things up at 11 apiece.
And that was really strong from NIP. Baiting out towards that B. You actually saw the frag get exchanged, and I think Zeus started to get a little lance in his pants when he saw the action going on B. He got a little lancy and actually got franked out from Boiler. And so now, level playing field once again. Both sides do have the weaponry. The risk Zeus took didn't quite pay off with the MP7. And now let's see how this round shapes up. Seized back along Banana, but look at that duo as we're going to see Flamey and Zeus work together to bring down Freiburg. That's a big exchange, and Edward does prevail up against Get Right in Apps, and that's going to give them so much control. And now this is a round that NaVi cannot lose. They cannot falter on this CT side. And they've got plenty of nades to back them up. That's a big stack from the other side of NIP. Ready to go for something.
And they don't have money either if they do lose this round. So definitely throwing everything they have into this. NIP have pretty much 3 men stacked over towards B, where C's is going to be a little bit light. Zeus will rotate in to help out. Zeus doesn't have a smoke, doesn't have anything to really hold them off with, as Seized able to throw his last one in. And here comes the flashes exist. He's charging straight through, and you can see how blind each of them are. Zeus back towards CT, not able to help too much, as Alu able to respawn onto Seized, and Forrest getting shot through CT spawn. Looks like the bomb might get planted 35 seconds ago. Zeus coming around quickly, though, looking to stop it just by spraying through. He gets the kill into Alu. The bomb is now not down, not planted. And Forrest able to respawn, though, back onto Zeus with 1 kill. He's got 2 more men to find before he gets the bomb down. There's a man coming up Banana as well to stop this from happening. He gets the kill onto Flamey. Now in a 1-on-2 situation, 18 seconds to go. Edward on 19 points of health.
Oh no!
If only that nade went towards Banana, that could have been a 1-on-1, but he might get the plant behind Fountain.
He's actually trying to fake it out. Just 9 seconds left, and Guardian's not falling for that trickery as they do secure the round. And this one's going to be in for the long haul, it seems, as NaVi looking solid on this CT side. That's another money screw situation then for the NIP guys. They picked up that previous round and screwed up in the second now. Is it going to be just Tech-9s and nades, I assume? We're going to be seeing, I see a smoke and flash on the side of Exist as he's going to be trying to do something. But NaVi, they're looking solid. I said it can sometimes be a bit hit and miss, and they seem to be all hit at this point.
Exist is actually the sole man towards middle, too. And like you said, with the smoke and flash, I'm wondering where he's actually going to be throwing that. Will it be towards short or towards arch? Looks like it will be towards arch. So are they going to charge straight to short to try to take them with a close-range battle with these pistols? And Garin going to miss a couple of shots, but doesn't miss those last 2. As he secures 3 kills now in the round. Forrest able to respond as he does jump into pit. I'm not going to get much more than that. NaVi now have a 2-round lead, 13-11. And in their debut in the ESL ESEA Pro League, they could take down NIP and secure themselves their first win of the season.
Yeah, put them on the table with a bang. It's certainly a possibility, especially besting a team like NIP. NIP, though, have been struggling. Let's not forget that 16-3 result, or even the 16-11 against Virtus Pro in the prior 2 games. 16-3 was on cash, if I'm not mistaken, as well. As we are going to be jumping into this one. Zeus, the only man who's without a weapon. He's going to be rocking the armor, full nades, 5-7. I say full nades, actually, just lacking the 1. But NIP, they've fully bought into this. They've spent as much as they can. They want to avoid that daunting 14-15 scoreline. They've got mollies. They could go for something towards that B/middle area, depending on where the NaVi side let them.
And they have a lot of Molotovs, so I'm assuming they're going to look to push up B and then just burn out Flame if he's sitting back towards New Box or back towards Oranges. But with the help of that smoke, it's going to buy a little bit of time. Will be Molotov back again, back towards site as NIP do slowly gain ground. Here comes the smoke to hold them back. Seized, able to rotate in to help out, and Flamey able to just spam through the smoke just like Freiburg. And get that kill onto Get Right.
This is what they've been trying before. It hasn't worked out too well in the past. We're going to see what situation NIP can emerge from this one, and that's a big frag. Flaming out down on the side. It's going to be NaVi in a retake scenario. And look at this aggressive play from Freiburg, straight to construction. Traded out by Guardian, but still, they have the numbers, and the time is of the essence now as the bomb's going to start ticking away, and that smoke's going to put a bit of a spanner in the works as NaVi are finally going to gather their resources and try and maybe, just maybe, make a dent in this site.
Well, Forrest able to come up, getting one, able to get a second as a little bit of team damage was in there. Now in a one-on-one, Edward on 2 HP, Forrest on 74 with 2 kills under his belt. And this is going to be tough. The bomb is taken away, not a lot of time left to work with as he smokes in. He's just trying to bait out the defuse or trying to bait out Forrest, and Forrest jumps over and gets the kill onto Edward nonetheless. And NIP on the force up, they do secure the round. And look at that, NaVi, 13-12, 1-round lead. Not a lot of money to work with. And looks like we might be all tied up at 13 apiece after this round.
Oh my lord, that's big. That is really big from NIP. That was a round NaVi were really hungry for. That is going to mess up their economy somewhat.
And considering all the kills they got in that round too, they couldn't pick up the guns. Like that was the big downside to that. Like they got they got the kills, but they only got 1 and 4 salvage from that. And as you saw there, we do have Force at 28 kills and 16 deaths. The second closest person to him is on 17. 11 kill difference between the two. Real stand-up player of this match. And now slowing things back up again. We do have the pistol by about a NaVi, but no armor. And they do have the 2 smokes to potentially hold them off towards B. It's on C's, it's on Zeus. But we'll see. NIP, they don't want to throw this round away. They don't want to give this one up, because if they do, their money situation will be screwed.
Yeah, this is crucial. They need to make it clean as well. As more and more mollies start to line the streets of Inferno. Taking their time with this one. Any slip-up would be very costly, as Jason has already said. Now, if you're holding all the right angles, you can see Edward is just going to be hanging on out on that balcony with the P250. 2 bullets, 1 to the head, 1 to the body. That's all that's needed, and we'll see if this one is going to shape up nicely. And here they go. This is going to be a standard NIP push. They start decided. They've set their sights on A, and that's good. Damage not enough, though, as they are going to be forcing Zeus back into the site area. Flash coming out as well. Get Right gets another, and NaVi is starting to crumble, and damage is being done, but still no frags.
No frags, unfortunately, at all, as you do have Force at 2 HP, Freiburg at 8 health, and Flamey now the last man alive, looking for maybe some exit frags, maybe just some sort of kills to hurt the economy out of NIP, maybe pick up a gun and escape. That might just prove to be a little bit too difficult for him, but NIP, again, trying to stabilize their economy a little bit in these final rounds. This should be a kill. It does get one. Won't expect a second, though, as Get Right does shut him down. And again, almost a flawless round out of NIP. Tying things up.
A necessary flawless round. You already highlighted just how important that was for them. He's close to the 30. Forrest on that 29 mark. 9 frags away from the man behind him.
Averaging more than 1 kill a round. That's pretty phenomenal. That's really tough to do. You would imagine, oh, 1 kill per round, that's not hard at all, but
take into account your ecos.
And take into account like the team you're playing against. Like this isn't some shoddy silver team. This is, one of the best teams in the world. Forrest
trying to find an opener. Sees this guy hyper aggressive up down Banana. He's backed up by Flamey as well. He's got his brother in arms by his side as Flamey does start to fire out.
But they have no flashes. Like they have 1 flash on Flamey, who's going to be holding towards B. They have 4 smokes to work with to hold them back from Banana, and I'm imagining they're going to commit every smoke to hold NIP over towards this A site where it's easier to retake than B. But this is dangerous. If NaVi can't win this round, NIP could be on match point. They have like no money.
You're absolutely spot on, and this kind of smoke's being thrown out from NaVi. They're so limited, and there's been a matter of time as Freiburg is all too familiar with smokes down Banana. He knows how to deal with them, and that's back away and watch the time tick away. The backing away, the jury decides that it's not a risk worth taking, especially at such a crucial point as these 2 teams seesaw for an advantage. They've got plenty of nades, still NIP, 35 seconds, and it's going to be a big, scary execute starting to form towards A. Edwards in prime position. The flash isn't going to be avoided, though, but that's perfect for positioning from him. He's going to be ready now as Freiburg is once again trying to bait out this defense on B. Try and keep them there. It looks like the rotate's actually coming in. Who is that? That's going to be Guardians on its way towards B, and they're going to completely take the bait. It may very well be a bait and switch, but that bomb in the hands of Exist is on the way to A. That's crucial. Edward has opened up, and all of a sudden, Exist is in a really sticky situation with just 10 seconds left, and he can't get that bomb down.
Oh, he's got a little bit of time, but let's see. He charges straight in. He's going to get the bomb planted, but Zeus is going to charge straight in to stop it from getting down. And he misses the first couple shots. The bomb gets planted. They get the money from that. A little bit of a mess up from Zeus, but we've seen that 2-3 split before at NIP where it worked out with the 2 men pushing towards B to distract with a 3-man charge straight in, but NaVi not fooled this time. And that...
But Edward's frag. One frag determined the victor of that one, and that was just taking down the bomb carrier, or the bomb carrier's bodyguard, I should say.
That bomb plant, like, that should not have gone down.
Hey, that was just...
That should not have been
Zeus.
planted. That should have been a kill.
Zeus was like, right, easy frag. He probably looked away from his screen, talking to someone.
You imagine, like, how much money, or how much utility it gives NIP in general with the extra money they get from the bomb plants. Like, you can afford extra smokes, extra flashes, Molotovs, you know, maybe the gun, you know, that you couldn't afford before. And NIP, I mean, yeah, it says 14-13, but still very much on a seesaw. Not really sure which team's going to win out on this, and that's big. A kill coming in for Seized on to Freiburg.
It's aggressive banana play on either side, just kind of NaVi fighting fire with fire, it seems. Quite literally, as you can see, distinct lack of mollies on the CT side. Now, as shots are rattled off, it's going to come down to, once again, NIP trying to find the opener. NaVi have kind of changed their ways. Oh, Flamey, that's again another big frag. Exist goes down, and this man alongside Seas, this B defense duo, has just taken 2 big steps towards that 15th round.
Let's see, Forrest smoking off short. Looks like he might want to push towards Archer, just cause a little bit of a distraction as Alu and Get Right are the 2 to push over towards B. That nade doing some decent damage on Forrest, down to 50 HP. And look at Flamey, look at Seas, they're just waiting for this push to come in. But with 30 seconds to go, with a smoke on Zeus, and with smokes and flashes to work with out of Get Right and Alu, this very well could be a B take if Forrest can just distract long enough and he can't get the kill on a Guardian. Now the rest of NIP, they have to move, they have to execute towards B, and they're being flashed up wildly, blind as a bat as they try to make their way through the site. And Get Right gets one on the Flame, he does open it up.
Yeah, but look at their health bars. Not much between them. About 60 points of health between the 2. It's not going to stop Alu, though, as he does take down Seized. Edwards there, though, and that's going to shut it all up. Guardian puts a bow on it, and now just 1 round away from the 16 and a victory in their debut here in the CSGO ESL ESEA Pro League.
And NIP, they don't have much money to work with. You see an AK picked up for Forrest. The rest just sitting on pistols. They need this round to stick in it. But I don't know if they can do it. Forrest hasn't picked up a kill in, what, like the last 2-3 rounds now? And NIP have been depending on him to really perform in this game. But let's see how they do. They have, what, 4 smokes. They have a molly, 4 flashes, and a grenade. Forrest being forced to push straight through the smoke. Gets the kill on a Guardian when he wasn't expecting it. And that's the opening they needed.
Yeah, and he is just going to be sprinting around. He's going to wrap around. That's a big one from Forrest. 2 swift frags. Exist was there as well with a Tech 9 onto Zeus. And now the CTs, they're scattered.
They're saving. They have to.
Yeah, well, they're going to realize that it's going to come down to the final round.
Yeah, 2 on 5, and you don't have that much money to spend. You need to be able to save up the guns for the rest of your team.
Wow.
Whew.
Forrest.
I mean, like, I was just saying, he hasn't really picked up any kills in the last few rounds, and he charges straight through a Molotov and a smoke, picks up the kill on a Guardian, and just opens up the
He just grabs his team, puts them on his back, and say, we are not going down just yet.
Well done by him. And now NaVi trying to save their guns. Flaming the bomb banana, Seized towards construction. NIP are trying to chase these down. But I feel like it's just going to be a little bit too tough to take the gun out of the hands of Flamey. Seized is possible, but he gets the kill on Exist, and they will maintain their 2 guns for the next round. Now going to the final round of regulation time in this second match of the day.
You know, those exit frags are actually going to do pretty good work. Drops are going to come in. We are going to see, actually, I was saying that they managed to do the economy, managed to put Exist just on a Tech 9, and that enables them all to have a good buy and good nades, as he's going to be given an AK as well. So this is potentially going to be going into overtime. The answer will be provided right now, as this is the last round in this best of 1.
And now look at the utility that NaVi has. It's almost non-existent. They have a couple of smokes to work with, a couple of Molotovs too, but you know, imagine if they didn't save those 2 guns. You know, they would have been on maybe Famises and maybe a couple of grenades, but definitely not on the level they'd be at currently. NIP, I think they're just going to taste one a little bit slow. I think they got a little bit lucky in that last round with Forrest picking up the kill on a Guardian when he had that nade in his hand. Let's see, can Forrest do it again? Can he, like you said, put NIP on his back and not let that boot sink just yet?
Well, there's a whole lot of nades raining down on towards there, and I think the NaVi guys are not going to struggle to pick up the hints that NIP are putting down. It's not a bait and switch just yet, as here comes the push, and NaVi are lying in wait.
Oh, Seas is going to push through the smoke. He's going to catch him out. Guard picks up 1 kill. Alu able to respawn, and Seas does come through, but a little bit too late. They still have to worry about Zeus, though, who's just sitting inside a pit. Exists, not looking in that direction, and NaVi are picking the kills left and right. Alu, last man alive, and a 1-on-3 now as he picks up the first kill. He gets the second, looking for the last 2 minutes, and Nate comes in and picks him off. Edward closed out the game for his team with a Kobe from downtown. And NaVi are going to win 16-14 against NIP in their debut here in the ESL ESEA Pro League.
NIP have been tested so far, really have. 3 losses posted against both Virtus Pro, and now we've seen them on Inferno as well. So not going too well for them. NaVi, though.